the creative minds behind Waffles Maple Syrup, Dungeons and Pop, Party of One Podcast, Ballad of the Seven Dice, and Are We Dead Yet, proudly present Part 2 of their tabletop role-playing game actual play podcast holiday special. Sit back, grab a glass of eggnog, and enjoy the show. Happy holidays. So, Chase, with that one study check that you failed, you do not notice the 3 Nutcracker statues that have kind of slowly creeped towards the rest of your friends. We'll say that for distance purposes, they are considered near. And let's start some combat. So, combat... You basically roll your speed dice, and that'll determine turn order.
So I have an ability. You and your allies roll their speed with advantage.
Well, thank you.
Hey.
Way too good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, a 4 and a 3.
Yeah, that's a 4 for me as well.
With advantage?
I got an 8.
Don't judge me.
I got a 7.
I rolled a 3 and an 8, so I mean...
James was just overwrought with the sword damage. He was very distracted.
Sammy.
Oh, I got a 3, sorry. I forgot my name was Sammy for a minute. That's on me. That's my bad. I was like, I'm Jeff.
That's happened a bit for me.
I honestly was struggling to remember. I'm like, what's my name? Oh, right.
And the Nutcrackers all have a speed of 2, so they're going to go dead last.
That's if they get a turn.
And the 2 that tied, James and Chase, you guys just determine which turn order you want.
When is...
You go.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm a shooter. I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know how much this sword damage does, but it probably does a lot.
That would be a 1d6 weapon dice. Oh, no. Is it...
Nice.
There's weapon dice and there's damage.
Maybe damage. Because your weapon dice would be rolling to, like, hit, right? 4 and up hit.
Oh,
yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, it's all good. Okay, so first in the order is Bertram.
So I rolled my pool. Do you want to know what that is? Like what I got, or are you all good?
No. So, just to clarify for our listeners,
oh, right, yeah.
Bertram is a tactician, so he gets a pool of tactics dice that he can use to replace either good rolls by the enemies. He can replace those good rolls with bad rolls, or he can replace his allies' bad rolls with good rolls. So, yeah. Other than that, I don't need to know your dice. We'll let it be a surprise.
So Bertram is going to look over at. We'll go with first on the list, Jackson. Jackson, get ready, and that will be using issue orders. So Jackson can immediately either move or make a quick action for free.
All right. And Jackson, being told to get ready, realizes that they are being encroached on by the Nutcrackers and will immediately bring his shield up. So he will quick action and do parry stance.
And I'm going to use one of my skills. So I have that thing of oil with us. Could I try throwing that where I think one of these... Because these stone statues, are they moving... Like, are they very agile, or are they kind of clanky?
Sorry, they are not stone. They are wood.
Oh, wood.
Yeah, and they are... they're not very fast at all. They're very robotic in movement.
Okay, I'm going to try to throw this oil where I think it's about to step, just so that it maybe slips on the ground and falls over. 'Cause I am not a fighter.
Sure.
I was thinking maybe tactics or agile, one of the two.
Yeah, I'd say that's reacting to a battle, so I'd say, yeah, tactics is fine.
Come on. 9!
Yeah, you throw that oil down perfectly in its path, and it's not going to be able to get around it. It's only going to be able to go through. So,
all right, that's my go.
Cool. Next up is Jackson.
Jackson will, being already in parry stance, which allows makes monsters need a 5+ to hit him. He is going to move up. Can he get within engaged range of one of the nutcrackers?
Oh. Yeah, so my apologies. So when you're moving, you basically move one distance. So in Slayers, there's far, near, and engaged. So you can move near to engaged, engaged to near, or near to far, and far to near. So yeah, you could easily get to engaged status.
Jackson's going to move up into engaged status, and then purposely leaving a space for James to come up. And then he is going to swing his sheet metal as basically a blade. He has Shrewd, which lets his first roll as an attack always be at advantage. So his first roll is a 6 as he slashes across one of the nutcrackers and hits.
Go for it.
Being a blade, he also has combo. So every time he hits, he gets to continue rolling.
Okay.
Second roll is a 3 though, so he misses that.
Ooh. Heck yeah.
Yeah, so with that, he hits once for 2 damage.
2 damage. Ooh. Dang. Strong lad. Okay. Nutcracker doesn't like that.
Strong sheet metal.
James, you are up next.
Well, not one to be far behind his brother. Quick action shift into Slay stance. And then also is going to close the distance on the same one that Jackson is attacking.
Very nice.
And is Jackson still in parry mode? Okay. So I slide right up next to him. I give him a grin, and I'm going to attack.
Unless you have an ability that lets you use a quick action for free, those are your 2 actions for the turn. The move and the...
Movement is considered an action?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Then... No, that's okay. Then I'll just not go into my slay stance. I will...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll just run up and attack.
Okay.
Womp. That was a 2.
Can I use my my tactics pool
Oh, actually,
to replace that?
Yes.
well, hold on. I forgot. I roll also my first attack with advantage. So let me just try that again real quick.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. That's a 6.
Yes.
Good thing to remember.
Okay.
Right, and so that's 2 damage. But I also... Trying to see...
You have the combo, so you keep you can keep it going with another hit.
I keep it going. All right, let's try it again. Oh, another 6. I like this dice.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's gonna fall apart. How does James do this thing?
Well, honestly, it's almost like they're working in tandem as they are wont to do as identical twins. But literally Jackson, as he slides up to this thing and attacks, James is right by his side, and he's sort of like anywhere that Jackson isn't, James is, and almost together they hack it down.
Nice. Yeah. It's just a pile of sticks at this point.
Firewood.
Excellent.
Yeah. Chase, you are still kind of near the garden, so I would say you are considered far.
I think Chase, realizing he missed these creatures, panics, and you see he raises his gun and flaps the barrel, setting it spinning, and I'm gonna spray some lead.
Heck yeah.
That's a 5, a 4, a 1, and a 1.
Yes.
So that's 1 damage, and then the other one has I have a bleed wound for it. So no damage now, but 1 damage each turn until dead.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how a wooden statue bleeds, but we'll make it work. It's magic.
Well, I probably like if it's mechanical, but we're not like futuristic. It's probably steampunk. So maybe I punctured a tank.
Yeah,
or something.
we'll go with that. Yeah, that works. Yeah, sure. It's spewing some steam here. So cool. You still have 1 more action. If there's anything else you want to do?
Okay, and then I'm going to use my quick action and reload and add 2 bullets.
Perfect. Sammy, the magical snow spirit.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Temporal Shift. Let me see. Let me decide if that's a spell that I want to cast. Let's look at my spell options. Yeah, I think that's the one that I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast that on James. So what that's going to be is I'm going to roll my d6. If I get a 4. If this is a success, James, you're going to take 1 more action next turn. So you can take 3 actions. That is a 1. So that is not a success.
Can I swap that out for a 6?
Yes, you can.
Sure can.
Then that's what I'm doing.
Alright, so I take 1 corruption. But my other action, I'm going to try to purge my corruption, which is my quick action. So I'm going to roll a d8. And that is a 4, so I'm going to remove that corruption. So, James, on your next turn, you're going to take 1 extra action.
Huzzah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And I think what happens is I just start, whisper. I start whispering, and the world around you starts to slow down a little bit, and you just, everything kind of, for lack of a better way to put it, freezes, right? Like, I'm telling this story of all the amazing things that you can do, and you just kind of hear it being whispered in your ear of all the wonderful and powerful things that you're capable of, and the world around you is just it's molasses, right? Like it's everything has this kind of crystal, that sort of sparkle of like the first snow of the season. Everything is just sort of sparkling and slowing down around you.
I rub my eyes and to myself wonder what Chase put in that last drink.
Nice. These nutcrackers are going to go next. One of them is going to move past that oil. And I'm going to say it has to make an agile roll to avoid slipping. And it rolled a 2. So these little stubby wooden legs of it slip on the oil and it falls down on its back. And it's looking kind of pathetic. The third one that's still standing is going to move in towards you, Bertram, since you're kind of still near the body. And it is going to hit you with its attack called Parum-Pum-Pum-Pum. It's basically going to take these 2 big mallets that it would use to like strike a xylophone or something, and it's going to just bring them down on your head. And it rolled a 1 and an 8.
I'll replace that 8 with a 2 by going, pocket glitter, and I throw some glitter up at it. For some reason, it affects the machine. Because it's Christmas.
Because it's Christmas.
Yeah, glitter gets everywhere.
Yeah.
It gets into the joints, it got like in the way of the swing.
Okay, yeah, it comes down and this glitter gets into like its joints and it kind of just stops halfway down, and you can kind of hear it like kind of grinding inside, like trying to like come down on you.
Oh, that sound is too real.
Yeah, so it doesn't get any purchase. So you are up next, Bertram.
Alrighty. let's see. I'll look to our last Slayer, our Blade. I look over to James and say, James, get ready. Which will give James a quick action. And then I am going to, let's see, how many do we have left? We have 2 right now, right? 1 on the ground and 1 about to hit me.
Precisely.
Oh boy. I'm going to use Agile, which you think this wouldn't be something an old man would do. But I'm just going to go, well, this...
A spry old man.
Yeah, very much so. He tries to keep in shape. While this thing is coming down with another hit of that mallet, I want to just kind of roll to the side and try to like kick the side of its knee just to throw it off balance.
Sure. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll Agile.
My worst stat is a 5. Nice.
Hey. Yeah. You kind of you knock its knee a little bit. It doesn't give much as you kind of kick into it. You know, it almost kind of jars you a little bit with the impact. But you see it kind of buckle a little bit. And we'll say that it.
Good.
I was gonna say we'll say that it gets 1 less action next turn.
I feel like that hurt me more than it hurt it. And that's my go.
Cool. Jackson, you are up next. You got a pile full of wood in front of you, and you got 2 other nutcrackers that are within near range to you.
All right. Jackson wants to grab one of the pieces of wood and use one of his actions to throw it as hard as he can at the knee of the one that is at up against Bertram.
Sure.
Get it.
Yeah, we'll say
Wedge it in
we'll
there.
say it's an attack, so go ahead and roll your attack dice, whatever value that is.
Okay. If it's an attack, first roll's at advantage. So I got a 5 on that one.
Yeah. You hit this thing, you deal some damage to it, and it falls down onto its wooden knees.
All right.
KO'd or?
No, it's down, so it's not. Its only action next turn is going to be able to be getting up at this point.
With that, Jackson thinks he has protected Bertram, and he is going to move over to the one that has slipped in the oil, and he wants to use Brawn to try to kind of pin it down and help James have an easier time, if that's possible.
So your movement would be your second action.
So the one in the oil is not also engaged with me?
No, they're sorry. Yeah, those were both near to you, but
Nope, that's perfectly fine. Then he's going to move up and kind of put himself in between them to protect Bertram and James, if possible, and just stand in parry stance.
sure. Yeah, that'll work.
Perfect. That's it for him.
James, you're up. You have, I think, 3 actions you can do.
I have an extra action and a quick action. Thanks, y'all. So, Jackson, where exactly are you situated? Are you by the one in the oil, or are you by Bertram at this point?
I'm kind of by both of them. How I pictured it, they were both near, so I'm standing like in between both of the nutcrackers in an ability to attempt to protect both of you.
Yeah, so we'll say that basically Bertram's kind of like in the center next to the dead body. The nutcracker on its knees is kind of right in front of it, or right in front of Bertram, and then like a 45-degree angle is Jackson standing in between the one on its knees and the one that slipped in the oil. So kind of just diagonally off.
Do I have a way to be engaged with the one attacking Bertram?
Easily.
And be like right up with Jackson as well? Or not really?
For the sake of this, I think you could get there easily.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to one action just like hop over, quite energetic and in his groove, and he's gonna run over and take it easy, Bertram, but let me help. And I'm gonna just go ahead, first slip in as a quick action into, let's go with Slay stance, And then we're going to attack, and I have another action after this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll use the other action before my attack, and what I'd like to do is roll Agile to sort of slide in almost under, or like at an awkward angle for the Nutcracker, and get like under his arm or into like some sort of soft spot to give me some bonus here. I already have advantage on my first roll, but maybe it could help if I hit.
Yeah, we'll say, yeah, you know how there's like on a regular Nutcracker, there's like a little lever that kind of pulls its jaw open and closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll say that there's like a little lever on the back that you can see, and it just looks particularly weak and unstable. So we'll say yeah, you'll if you hit that spot, you can deal 1 extra damage.
Ooh, beautiful. I shall use my third action to attack.
Go for it, yeah.
Or do you need me to roll Agile first, actually? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, roll your Agile first, yeah.
7.
Perfect. Yeah, so you'll get that extra bonus.
First attack is a 6.
Okay, that hits.
I'm gonna keep my combo going.
Yeah, so you have Slay, so that's an extra damage, and I gave you that extra bonus damage, so that's 3, right?
Well, my damage is 2, so it's +1, so it's 4.
Okay, yeah, so you get your blade kind of in this soft spot, and it shatters the wood, and you see its jaw in the front just fall down in front of Bertram, and it's out of commission.
Well, keeping that momentum going because James is into it, and I already rolled my second with a combo, which was a 5. I'm just gonna take one last swing in there.
Just a little caught up in the moment, sure.
And as it kind of like falls down, I just give a lovely grin over to Bertram and say, "See, you can rest."
Chase, you are up.
Okay, then I'm gonna move up, and then I'm gonna spray lead. Then, well, dang, all of them hit.
Nice.
Dang, yeah.
So that's gonna be one's a bleed. So that and then one, and then I also took desperate. So that's 7 damage.
Yeah, I
And it's
mean,
leaking steam.
this thing stops struggling in the oil and just goes still. And combat is over. You hear down the street some more movement of statues.
Well, I think we need to get going. This creature, do we think it went into the sewer?
I mean, whatever you guys want. I can just go over there. We can keep going.
Do the tracks, because you said there were some tracks, and I imagine they're probably partially messed up from us running around and doing a bunch of stuff. Is there any we can see that are very apparent to where the creature went after dealing with this slayer?
Yeah, the clawed footprints kind of go off towards like the east, kind of just like almost looking like they go straight towards a building.
Well, it looks like that's where the tracks lead.
I guess that's where we're headed at first, before we go anywhere, and I'm going to walk up to Bertram, and I'm going to cast a spell, and I'm going to boost it. Wait, how much damage did you take, Bertram?
I don't think I took any.
Oh, I thought...
Yeah, no, he replaced the good roll with a bad roll, so he saved his...
Well, then never mind. I guess that's where we're headed.
Sure, you want to follow the Krampus tracks?
It's what we're hunting.
Yeah, so you follow the Krampus tracks for a while. It looks like it goes towards a building, and kind of looking at this building, you can kind of see that it clawed its way up onto the top. Yeah, with a little bit of sleuthing out, you go around the building to like the back, and you can see that it climbed back down and continued to meander. And these tracks lead you kind of hither and yon, kind of all over this neighborhood, until it leads you to a large well that's probably a good 20 feet in diameter. and there's like a large stone slab that is mostly sealed over this hole in the well. And you can see that the tracks stop right there. And there are what almost look like indentations of like claw marks, indicating that this is moved by some clawed creature fairly often.
Well. Looks like we know where it went. I had to. It was a well.
Well, looks like there's no way to go but down.
Well, you blades, can you get this thing moved over?
Yeah, it'll be a brawn check for whomever wants to try and move this stone slab.
Yeah, that's not me. Right, brothers. How do you feel about maybe moving this over?
Happily. Oh, I'll take one side, you take the other, Jackson?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll some brawn. We'll see how this goes.
I'm not very brawn-full, but how about I assist Jackson?
Sure, we'll let Jackson roll with advantage. How about that?
Beautiful.
All right. Jackson's D10 brawn rolled 6 and a 6.
Woo!
Hey,
Nice.
look at that. You guys take a minute, but the slab slides over and kind of topples to the ground. And coming up from this well is the smell of sewage and death.
Jackson like pushes it over to the side. He's like, "Ugh," and then he kind of backs up, like covering his nose. He's, "Oh, it's horrible down there."
Well, at least we know where the lair is.
And it's really dark down there, and there's no like visible like handholds that you can see. You do see that there's like claw marks into like the wood and stone making up this this well as it travels down.
Well, we do have the rope.
And a grappling gun.
Yes.
And a grappling gun.
Who wants to be the first one to go down the well?
I will.
Alrighty.
Sure. You gonna tie off some rope somewhere, or how are we doing this?
I think so. I think we're all smart enough to tie off some rope and attempt to kind of rappel down the well.
Sure. Yeah. So go ahead and basically everybody roll an agile check to go down this well.
Oh no.
Jackson will go first, and whether he falls or not to be seen, but he will tell everyone else to wait so he can attempt to catch anyone that might fall.
That's good, because you're going to need to catch me, as I got a 3.
Sure.
Jackson rolled a 6.
Cool.
I probably follow immediately after my brother with an 8.
Okay. You two are down safe.
I rolled a 1, which is very exciting.
I got a 6.
Okay. So 3 out of 5 of you made it down. Bertram and Sammy the Snow Spirit, the two of you fall down. You just don't have a good solid grip on that rope as you're belaying yourself down, and it sort of just slips out of your hands. Maybe the cold kind of just got to your fingers or something, and you fall. Either Jackson, Chase, or James, I need 2 of you to make agile checks or brawn checks to catch these 2. You can pick whichever skill is better.
Oh,
That's
I
a
can do
9.
that. What? That's a 2.
Okay. So Sammy, since you rolled the 1, I'm gonna have Chase just totally whiff it, and he misses you as you fall down this well. And you land kind of unceremoniously on top of Chase. So he kind of breaks your fall, and you are only going to take 2 damage
Okay.
to your HP, and Chase, you'll take 1 damage.
That didn't go well.
It could have gone better.
This little picture here is where you fall into. You kind of fall just right next to that chain and torn up carpet inside this layer. This layer is illuminated by some sort of machine contraption that is glowing with a greenish light, and it has like these 3 like chambers almost attached to like this glass container as it's shimmering in here. But it illuminates this room with kind of a soft greenish glow. Inside this chamber are various chains and whips and sticks, kind of like the implements of like what the Krampus would use to punish its victims. Off to one corner is a pile of bones and cloth and scraps that almost look like it's made up like a nest. There's some crumbled stone and some torn up carpets inside of this room, and streaming through this chamber is the flow of sewage, and you see an entrance into the tunnels of the sewers to the south of this room.
Oh, thanks for the catch. I'll hop out of your arms, and then I'll kind of brush myself off and head towards this machine. Do we think this is the Krampus making device? Why would Krampus have this? It's too advanced.
You want to investigate the machine?
Yeah, is that like a study?
Yeah.
Can I just keep an eye out for any like signs of movement or even like see if anybody's hiding? And would you let me flavorfully use the deceive skill to unearth any kind of like hiding and things like that?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'll
say
let
no.
you use. No, it's fine. So you're trying to like sleuth out any hiding spots where like the Krampus or its minions might be?
Yeah, I don't want to be set upon unexpectedly.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So we'll have Bertram roll his study check on the machine and go ahead and roll your deceive check.
I got a 7.
I got a 5.
Okay. So Bertram, you walk up to this machine, and it's definitely the most advanced piece of machinery you've probably seen in the city in a while. There, inside this glass chamber is what looks like almost like a miniature Krampus. It has a bunch of like tubes and like wires connected to it, and it's inside this like greenish goo in this pod, and it's asleep, or its eyes aren't open. It might not even be alive. It's hard to tell. But there's one part of this machine is basically like a pump that is like pumping up and down and kind of making a strange noise. There's a machine in the back that's kind of humming and giving like the sound of like an engine of some sort. And then the third pod is basically a container that is like filled with this greenish goo, like with extra goo.
It looks like our assumptions were correct. They're growing Krampuses. Look at this. Come, everyone.
I believe it's Krampi.
Krampi, sorry. They're growing Krampi. Look at this device. It's far too new. It's incredibly advanced, which means they're probably refining this. That's why we're getting some of these Krampi showing up as only 6 feet tall or lacking horns, but the more advanced the technology, the more powerful the monster.
And
that is me just bullshitting my way through.
If that's what Bertram would think, that's what Bertram would think. James, with that deceive roll, you actually do see a couple round wooden, what look like almost top hats kind of sticking out of the sewage here. And those clearly look like some nutcrackers lying in wait.
And is that Like to the north?
They are actually off to the side, almost behind where the machine would be. But they're submerged in the sewage. So to the west.
I smack Jackson in the chest and I'm like, hey, check it.
Check what?
And I point him out.
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
Attack. I don't know, I'm gonna try to like go over there and everybody would be aware now, so somebody can stop me. But I can just go over there and I can
You wanna jump in the sewage and
oh god no.
start hacking these guys up?
No. Me in the sewage, that's gross. No.
I think that Chase would kind of hold up a hand. And who took the taser when we started?
Oh, Jackson.
Yeah.
He would motion to Jackson, and point at his taser.
You want it? Here. He hands it over.
And I think he's gonna try to turn it on and then tie it so it's on. And he goes, "There's an easy way to deal with this. We just let the nature of power work." And then he's gonna toss it into the water.
I love this. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it because you can't roll for physics.
You can't stop physics.
Yeah, we'll say that this deals 3 damage to each of these nutcrackers, and they start slowly rising up out of the out of the sewage, to stand fully upright. As they do, you hear some sing-songing verses coming from down the hallway, or down the tunnel leading further into the sewers. And it says,
"Through roofs of tin and roofs of thatching, your souls are what I am snatching. When you're creeping down a Yuletide street, at night is when we'll meet. With black tufts of fur and a piercing stare, I am coming for you, so beware. I'll whip you and beat you all for a laugh, for it is my job to take care of the riffraff. With my claws and teeth I will make you a snack, so you'd better watch out for my wicked attack. Now come, ye naughty ones, it is now time for you to answer for your crime. Invading my home, hunting me down, all for the safety of one small town? I am the Krampus, flee before me, for I will be the last thing that you will ever see."
and on that last word of see, you see the Krampus come into view. He crawls through this tunnel, hunched and bent, but as he comes in, he stands up on 2 legs, and yeah, he's a 15-foot tall, horned beast with large razor-sharp claws and needle teeth and bright yellow eyes. And let's roll for the finale, or for the final battle.
That's a 3.
It's 5.
All right, nice. That's an 8.
James got a 5.
Jackson also got a 5.
Okay, all 3 of you decide how you want to do your turn.
If we want to let me go first, then I can probably give somebody an extra move.
Sure. Jackson just wants to go before James. So it can be him, Jackson, James.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Chase, you were over by the edge of the near the sewage where you dumped out, or where you dropped the taser, and I believe you are up first. So,
All right. So I think Chase is going to take out one of the alcohol bottles he got. And I kind of want to thinking my 2 actions would be one thing. Because what I want to do is I want to toss the bottle and then open fire, so that to try to shatter the thing, to douse it in the alcohol and make it very flammable. Because even though we're planning to keep it alive, but there's plenty of sewage around here for it to jump in. It's more a distraction to. It's more something like we can light it on fire. That gives it a little distraction to lessen its movement.
Yeah, sure, go for it. Make a tactics roll.
What's my tactics? Oh, good. That is a D8. So, oh, that's a 5.
Hey, that'll do it. Yeah. So, and then you're spraying lead.
Yep.
Okay. So you only need probably one of your bullets to hit this thing. So the other ones can hit the Krampus if you want.
Okay. So, yep. One hits the thing, and then that's a 4 and a 7 hit, and then one didn't hit. But okay, so that's 2 plus. That's 5 damage because desperate. And the last one was a 7.
Okay. Good to know. No bleed on these ones.
Nope. I figure if we're gonna want to keep it alive, bleed is not an option. So I'm trying to focus away from using the bleed for now.
Okay. Those are your 2 actions for your turn.
Oh, and Chase also says, "Have a drink on me, Mr. Krampus."
Next up is Bert.
Do we have some free action speech?
Oh yeah, you can totally. Yeah, speaking is not an action. You can make japes all you want.
As all this is happening though, and after the Krampus ends his lovely rhyme, James takes the hand that has his sword in it and scratches his head with the hilt, and it's just wait, you said that you, and he's totally just talking normally to the Krampus. You said you deal with those that are naughty, right? But aren't you the one killing things? So don't you have to take care of yourself? No pressure.
You know what? That's so good. I'm gonna let you roll a deceive.
Well, so close, but it's a 3.
Can I replace that with a 5?
Ooh.
The Krampus looks at you and kind of tilts its head and is just like, I'd never thought of it that way. And it starts kind of making the thinking face. And this happens before
Nice.
Chase's bullets kind of douse it for a little bit. So we're going to say it was distracted during that attack, and I'm going to take off an extra 2 HP as those bullets just kind of hit a little bit harder as he's kind of doubting himself.
So I'll pull out my pistol, this old pistol that I pull out, and I point it towards the tank that I'm right near, and I'll shout at the Krampus. Hear me now, beast of the night. Listen well or prepare for a fright. Your kin sits here defenseless and near, and I'll end its life right now, right here. Peace we ask for in this smelly place. What is your answer, the one from your face? And I'll roll negotiate.
That's epic.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Do I get advantage because I rhymed?
You know what? Yes.
You speaking his language.
Roll that with advantage.
Thank God, because it would have been a 1. So instead I got a 7.
The Krampus kind of brushes some of the alcohol out of its eyes and starts kind of staring at you and growling and says,
You can kill my kin if you wish. There's more where they came from. As long as the eyes are watching, I will always return.
So with your success, I'm going to give you a little piece of the puzzle.
It's those damn people with the naughty and nice list.
Someone's got to keep the economy going.
That's true. Gotta make monsters. Then you got the slayers who get work. And you take care of population.
So what you're saying, though, is then you're just doing your job.
I am necessary to keep Yuletide in line.
Well, then you're fired. And I shout over to Jackson. Jackson, get ready to take this thing down. Yeah, it's done. And that's my go.
Yeah, remember how we talked about keeping this thing alive? We could scrap that plan. We can just murder this piece of crap. Just kill it real dead.
I'm ready. And then he drops down into parry stance.
Okay, cool. Jackson, you are up.
All right. Having already dropped into parry stance, Jackson is going to move into engaged range with the Krampus. And then he is going to say his own very bad rhyme that I didn't write down. So let's see how it goes. He's going to say, "In the night we come, blades we wield. Come on, James. Jump off my shield." And he's going to move up and he's going to bring his shield into like a ramp position. And just, that's his turn. He's going to prepare for James to jump off his shield.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Heck yeah.
Cool. James.
Yeah, well, how could I refuse such a kind offer, brother? I am going to use Agile to boost myself off the shield and attack.
I love it.
Let's see if I miss the shield entirely. Alright, that's a 7 on the Agile. How do you want to do what that does, though?
Let's see. Your first attack would already have advantage.
Correct.
Let's say the next, if you hit 2 more times, each of those, like, your next roll will have advantage, and if you have another roll after that, that will also have advantage. So, potentially up to 3 rolls with advantage.
Perfect. Thank you. A 5.
Yeah.
On the first one. So that is 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And I rolled 2 2s in the second one.
Oh, no.
Could I replace one of those with a 6?
You sure can.
All right. Get that going.
Man.
I'm almost out of good numbers. I rolled really bad.
That's another 2 damage.
Yeah, and then... Nope. James is a little confused. James is a little confused because he's like, yeah, I'm supposed to attack with my brother, but like, this dude's doing his job and like doesn't quite. It's a little too much thinking for him right now.
James is all up in his own thoughts.
Yes.
So, the Krampus, upon getting hit with those 2 attacks, is going to take a reaction before its turn. And it's going to use its attack, Whip the Wicked.
That's not me.
It is, because you're engaged. And that's a 7.
No, it's you, Krampus. It's you. It's you. Yeah, 7.
Oh,
It rolled a 7.
can I make that a 2?
Sure.
Oh,
Sure. You can do that.
MVP right here.
Cool. Yeah, so you see, like, it has, like, this chain kind of hanging down its neck. And it goes to, like, grab it and whip it out and, like, kind of catch you in the legs. But, James, you're just a little too nimble, and you almost kind of do, like, a little jump rope with the Krampus. It's kind of fun.
Sorry. As I jump over it.
But now for its turn, it is going to use one of its attacks called Bite the Bad on you, James.
Oh man, like I said, I'm sorry.
It rolled a 4 and a 6.
Okay.
Is that at advantage? So the
Oh, no,
6
sorry.
plus?
This is 2. It rolls 2d6. So it can potentially do 2 sets of damage. So each one of those is a hit.
Gotcha. Well, if James is still in engaged range with me, since I'm in engaged range with the Krampus, I have Defender, and my parry applies to everyone in my engaged range, so he needs a 5 to hit.
Oh, okay. So just the 6 hits then.
Heck yeah.
And Bertram, do you have any other low numbers?
I do. I feel bad. I keep blocking these things, but
Please don't feel bad for keeping me alive.
That's what you do. That's the tactician's role. Is you play those numbers to your strengths. That's what makes us a great team.
Bert's like, I don't want to replace this. It'll be fine. And then the GM's just like, yeah. So the bite hits. It does 48 damage.
and then I will toss out.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to. I just I know the GM world. All right, I get it, but I'll replace one with a 2.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it just can't get its claws into you. But the next thing it's gonna do is for its second action, it's going to use Brawn to try and shoulder check Jackson here and kind of knock it to the ground.
Bring it.
As it's going to use its third action, because it gets 3 actions, to move towards Bertram.
I accept my fate.
It only rolled a 3, so Jackson, it tries to like kind of shove you out of the way, but you're just too brawny of a man to really move. So it kind of just
he bounces off my shield and keeps going.
Yeah, and Bertram, you see the Krampus is now closing in on you, but it is considered near. It's not quite too engaged yet, but it's getting there.
I mean, this was to be expected.
Then the 2 nutcrackers, they rise out and kind of climb up the edge of this sewer. It's not a very high edge, but they climb up and they kind of move to encircle around you, Bertram, since you're in front of the machine, and they're gonna try and hit you with their sticks.
He's in a sticky situation.
Okay. One of them rolled 2 3s, so those don't hit.
All right.
And one rolled a 6 and a 7, so those 2 drumsticks are going to hit.
All right. Can I guess it replaces any single die rolled. Does that mean I can use 2 numbers right now for the 6 and 7? Or just 1? I'm okay either way.
I think it would only be 1 per passive action.
Okay, I'll just do 1. So
Okay.
I'll replace it with a 3.
Okay, so only one of those hit, and you take 2 damage as you get kind of just knocked upside the side of your face with one of these drumsticks.
Oh, I'm getting too old for this.
Back to the top is Chase.
Did I not go?
Oh, we're missing Sammy.
Oh, no, you're right. I'm sorry, Sammy. You were supposed... Yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
I apologize.
All good.
Go for it.
I am going to cast Temporal Shift. I'm going to boost that. So I'm going to roll 2d6. If one of these gets a 4 or better, then I will... Let me see. Make sure that I'm doing this, that I don't have a boost for this. Oh, I do. I'm going to add a d8 to this. I'm going to roll a d6 and a d8 because I'm boosting this to try and try and take away the Krampus's ability to move.
Dang.
That is a 2 and a 6. That is a success. The Krampus reduces their actions by 2 on their next turn.
Oh, no.
Nice.
And for my other action, I am going to take my quick action to attempt to purge my corruption. So I'm going to roll my d8. That is a 5, so I'm down to 1 corruption. My high roll result was a 6, which is not higher than my corruption of 1, which means that I am fine.
Yay.
Huzzah.
I start telling a little bit of a story to myself about, like, they say that the problem with the Krampus is that that their sense of anger is 2 sizes too large. And I think on this day, the Krampus's anger shrank 2 sizes. And at that moment, the Krampus stops, and if anybody held up an X-ray to them, they'd see a little angry face that shrank, and they just sort of stand perfectly frozen and still with that sort of winter snow around them.
Sure. Perfect. Cool. I love it. Chase, you are up.
Yep, and I got a rhyme. Chase's nimble feet were moving a pitter as he runs over with eggs most bitter. A plan percolating in his head none had. He threw in its face a taste that's most bad.
You're going to try and shove these rotten eggs into its mouth?
I'm throwing them at him. I figured because I'd be going them near, but I'm literally throwing the jar of shitty eggs at its mouth to try as a distraction. Or no, I guess a distraction or to mess with it, just to get... I think, too, I'm trying to make myself a target, too, since I'm the farthest away from it, I think.
Sure. That works. Yeah, go ahead and roll, just roll a hunt. Or not a hunt, sorry, a tactics.
Tactics, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 2.
Let's make that a 5.
I was waiting for it.
Because I don't want to get hit with eggs.
You land some good eggs, some bad eggs, into its mouth, and it sort of just makes a sour face, looks a little gross, and I'm going to say that it's going to spend its turn. Its next turn is going to be spent trying to purge this nastiness out of its mouth. So you've reduced its actions to 0 now. Do you have any other actions, or no? That was your movement. And
yeah.
Okay, cool. Bert, you are up. You've got the 2 nutcrackers here.
Okay. Woof. So I got some nutcrackers and the Krampus around me. Good times are had by all. Oh boy. So what I'm gonna try to do is, we're right near like kind of the ledge in the machine, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to just slam into one of the nutcrackers to knock into the other one, have a bit of a goofy domino effect. Let's see how that goes. Because
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll brawn then.
oh no, 5.
Hey. Yeah, so you kind of duck around one of these guys and just basically put all your weight into them and cause them to fall down.
And then I am running towards the 2 blades.
Okay. The Krampus is in between you and the blades.
Oh, okay. Then I'm running towards our other 2 companions
Your gunslinger?
and
Or the
our
arcanist?
snowman.
Your snowman? Cool. That works. Next is Jackson.
James, make sure you help with the little guys, unless you think you got this guy. And Jackson's going to run up to the Krampus, and seeing that he is kind of stuck in snow and having a bad time with eggs, he is going to basically 1 action move up to him, 1 action attack.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead.
First roll at advantage. His first slice with his sheet metal shield is a 6. His second attack is a 4.
Perfect.
And his third attack's a 3.
Nice.
So he slices once with his sheet metal shield, kind of slicing him, and then bashes into him.
Let's make that third attack a 6.
No, and then he hears Bertram like yelling and cheering him, and he almost misses the third attack, but is able to like come down like at his thigh, cut him again, and then his fourth attack's a 1. So he hits 3 attacks with his sheet metal for 6 damage.
Dang.
Nice.
Krampus ain't looking too good, y'all. He's looking bloody.
Where's that holiday cheer?
Everyone's doing poems, and Jackson is playing a beat on his sheet metal with Krampus.
You're doing a beat poem.
James, you are up.
Where are the... You said the other guys, you mean the Nutcrackers? Am I near them?
No, you are considered far from them because the Nutcrackers are right in front of the big tube machine.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm still right up engaged with Krampus, though, right?
No, it ran away from you to run towards Bertram. So you're near the Krampus, but not engaged.
Are they like in a somewhat similar direction to each other, or are they like if I go to one, I could get? If I go towards Krampus, can I get near the Nutcrackers?
Yeah, if you were engaged with the Krampus, you would be within near range of the Nutcrackers. Yes.
Okay, so we'll start with that. So kind of like not even meaning to. I'm gonna say that it's something about the spirit that is overcoming everybody here in these sewers. He hears Jackson kind of point towards them, and then he kind of looks over to the Nutcrackers, and he looks still confused, still holding on to this thing that doesn't make sense to him. And he stares at Krampus, and without even thinking, he goes, "We've invaded your home and threatened your kin, but you say your only goal is to purge those who sin. From where we stand, you're the one acting bad, so shouldn't it be us who are mad?" And he runs up and attacks.
I didn't mean to turn this into a rhyming game, but this is fun.
This is happening now. This is there's something in the air.
You unleashed this.
I did. I totally
so
did.
one action to move, and then one action to attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Let's
slice
go.
away.
It's all the alcohol in the air.
That'll be a 6 on the first one.
Hey,
And are you in sleigh mode?
I don't think I've had a chance to enter one yet, so I don't think so.
Okay,
No, yeah.
I was just curious.
So damage is only 2, but we are gonna combo that up for another 6, for another 2 damage, and then a 1.
let's make that a 5.
Oh yeah! It's another 2 damage, and then one more. Let's go. A 5.
Oh, no.
This poem truly inspired James.
Oh man, rest in peace, Krampus.
Guys, this is another 5. I'm not kidding.
Oh my god.
Waffles, you can come over here and look.
Just frustrated you, this whole thing.
It doesn't make sense. And that's a 2. Okay, finally.
You just the illogical nature of the Krampus's existence just annoys James to no end, and you just go into a frenzy of stabs and slashes and parries until finally the Krampus crumples at your feet, and there's a little twitch, and then it goes limp, and from down the tunnel you hear a slow clap. And coming into view are 3 robed figures wearing the robes of the eyes of the saints. And this central figure that is clapping, you recognize as High Inquisitor Balthazar, the leader of the eyes. And he says, well, you've defeated the Krampus for this year. Thank you. Looks like we're going to have quite a lovely festival. So here's your money. And he holds up a bag of coins and says, you can forget everything you've seen here tonight and return home. And we'll see you first thing in the morning for the Sun's Day Festival. And he's just like giving you a shit-eating grin.
Not quite catching on, Jackson begins to walk up to accept the money and goes, "Yeah, I bet he was on the naughty list, like in that book."
Oh no, he just helps keep most of the people off the naughty list. He's a necessary tool for us, and well, once Sun's Day rolls around, we don't need him for a few weeks. So, you know.
But, like, how does it know who's on your list?
We tell it.
Okay.
They see all. They keep the list of who's been good and who's been bad. And then they send off this beast.
So are we on the good list? Because he was attacking us. So, like, you saying we're on the bad list?
Wait, I'm not bad.
That's what I'm saying. You're not bad, Jackson.
No, the Slayers are an exception to the rule. The Slayers have to fight with the Krampus simply to eliminate it for a few weeks, as the next one grows. And it attacks because any creature will fight back if you go into its lair and try to hunt it down, right? So we just...
And how many of these other creatures have you created, other than Krampus?
Oh, no, we only handle Krampus. And the Nutcrackers. And you see that the Nutcrackers have kind of gone limp during this conversation. We've...
Get it now, go!
We find that keeping the monster population low in Yuletide keeps us cheery, keeps our people happy for the most part. And the Krampus takes care of those who refuse to be happy and refuse to stay in line.
Sammy walks up and takes the bag of money and turns back to everyone and says, "Everyone, I think that we should take our leave and take our silver and gold and have a very wonderful Sun's Day. And Josh, may I throw something out?
Sure.
I have Jackson's gift.
I was waiting for you to do this, yes.
I think I take the money and I kind of like walk up to everyone and I'm like, I think we take this money and we walk out of here, and I think we just let this play out exactly how it's gonna play out. And for a moment, I smile at Jackson, and if I may hand wave something for a moment, maybe this is Sammy's snow magic. Jackson, do you have a bag or something?
Absolutely.
You feel a weight in that bag that maybe you didn't know. Like, maybe this bag has been heavier than a little heavier than usual. Do we all remember that recorder, that radio that we brought? You notice that radio is in your bag. You don't remember quite putting it there, but it's in there. And you notice that, like, you notice sound waves, like, ironically, like, you notice sound waves much like the ones that we are sharing here, right? Like, that we as podcasters are recording. You notice those sound waves kind of along one of these little, like, radio lines. You notice this thing is buzzing and glowing and popping in this very particular way. And I just kind of, like, put a hand on your shoulder and I'm like, I think we walk out of here with our silver and our gold, and we celebrate the festival how we've always wanted to celebrate this festival.
Quick question, GM. With this Sun's type cult, almost, is Sun's religion, do I think bringing information to light would kind of stop them?
Roll a hunt check. Or streets, if you're better at streets.
4 on the hunt.
Cool. You know that the reason Yuletide stays so happy and stays relatively peaceful throughout the year is mostly because the people fear the eyes of the saints. The eyes of the saints have a little saying that says they know when you're sleeping and they know when you're awake. And they know if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake.
Okay. With that, Jackson would kind of nod to Sammy and be like, yeah, I guess we should go back to some drinks calling our names.
And of course, you will keep what you've seen down here to yourselves. We can't ruin the fun for next year.
We won't tell anyone you're growing Krampuses.
We won't say a word.
You return to your headquarters for the night?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. We'll fast forward a little bit so we can wrap up. You return to your headquarters and have a restful night. You put together your plan for how you're going to reveal the treachery of the eyes. And dawn approaches. The ceremony of reading the naughty and nice lists is underway in the town square. In Yuletide Square. Yuletide Square has a large tree decorated with ribbons and baubles and lights, and it's beautiful and gorgeous, and it just adds to the festive air of this whole district. And you see High Inquisitor Balthazar and his 2 lackeys reading names off the nice list currently. And you guys decide to make your move. What is that move?
I know what I want to do, but I'm going to leave it up to the group if we play this recording.
I mean, if that's something
disrupt
that's
this.
like kind of hushed talking, I'd love to offer up my stealth and agility to assist in this.
I say I'd use some of our newly acquired funds to maybe get some very loud speakers to help.
So they're actually broadcasting using a sound system with some very loud speakers broadcasting.
Yeah, all we have to do is connect
so-
it, you know?
If this is a conversation kind of going on prior to all this, Jackson interrupts and Jackson interrupts a little and he's like, I mean, I don't like him, and I really, really hate fighting Krampus every other year, especially when people die and stuff. But I don't know, they kind of keep the peace. Without them, I'm a little, unless we establish something, I'm a little afraid that Yuletide just kind of goes to shit, you know?
Yuletide will be protected, one way or another. I give you that. I give you my word. I will not let this district fall. If it needs a protector, it has one. If it needs a jolly old snowman looking over it at night, it has one. Jackson, I give you my word. I will not let this fall.
And it should be the people's choice as well, not to be forced into this.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they should know the truth, and if they decide that it keeps the peace, then that's cool. But I just don't like all the secrecy about it, because it puts all our lives in danger, and Jackson, like, it puts your life in danger, and then I have to protect you all over again, you know?
I mean, you didn't really look in danger, but yeah, I get you. I mean, if I got your word, then sure. And he kind of like hands over the radio.
I think actually there's something I think while they're discussing it. Chase is, I think he's taking apart and checking his gun, and he's just listening to everyone talk, and he goes, "It'll have to." Before I joined up with this, I took a second oath that on my honor I would never betray my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions, and I'd always maintain the highest ethical standards and uphold the values of my community and the agency I serve. And right now, I'm not a part of that agency, but we hunt monsters for a reason. We do it to make sure that public trust is held up, and these people do not have public trust. So there'll be, I'm not failing that oath.
So you're basically
So what agreement?
Yeah.
Basically, Chase is basically invoking, because, like I put in his back history, he used to be a cop, and he's saying that he's not going. He'll stay and do whatever needs to be done along Sammy, because the oath that he took as a cop, these people are criminals. They need to be taken care of because they are violating the public trust. They are letting people die, and they're not held accountable for those actions. And he there's a reason. I think there's a reason why he stopped being a cop and started being a monster hunter. But he's always tried to live by the oath that so many haven't.
I think that's a yes. I think we're all in agreement.
Cool. And it sounded like, James, it sounded like you had a plan of like basically like doing the old switcheroo on the sound system.
Oh yeah. If we want to work together, if we've had some rest, I don't know how. Is this like the following day, or is this like that?
Yeah, this would be the following morning, so everything's reset, everything's fine.
Oh, so Bertram has like all his roles that he can give me.
Yeah. I'm just the angel on the shoulder going like, nope,
Yeah, exactly.
that wire. Nope, you want to do?
I'm like, all right,
that
so we set this up, right? We work
Yeah.
together on this. Jackson takes up a nice mantle to the side as a nice big like distraction. Bertram's helping me out as I sneak in to do the switcheroo. Like we all got this. This is an epic moment.
Okay. Bertram, roll 6 of your tactics dice.
All right, baby.
Perfect. Okay. I need 1 brawn roll to kind of keep people from interfering.
I got that.
I need 1 deceive roll to be able to sneak up to the sound system.
All right.
I need 1 study roll to know how to rewire this thing into the radio.
That ain't me.
Got it.
All right, perfect.
And I need 1 negotiation roll for someone to speak to the crowd after the recording is played.
I could also take that.
Yeah, I have a D8 for negotiation. I'm not bad.
I do as well. Do we want to perhaps
If you want to go for it.
all of us stand up at that point and address them together type of a deal for like supporting each other?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
I think that sounds good.
Okay, then the negotiate roll can be rolled with advantage.
Which we'll hand off to somebody. All right. I am going to roll the deceive.
I rolled the study and got a 5.
Got
Okay.
a 7.
So I'll roll negotiation.
Jackson's brawn roll was a 1.
Bertram.
I got an 8 for negotiation.
Bertram. Jackson got a
Okay,
1.
are you gonna...
Oh, yeah. Replace it with one of them sweet 5s.
Perfect. I think that's
Jackson
everything.
rolled
I
a
think that's all we
5.
needed.
Oh. What a surprise.
So, James, you sneak up to this sound system and you start kind of pulling wires apart. And a few priests of the eyes notice you and start running towards you. And Jackson, you are just too brawny for these weak little scribes. And you're just kind of like shoving him out of the way. You've got one held like you're holding his head as he's like trying to like move towards you. And he's doing that thing where he's swinging at you, but he's missing because you got a hold of him. Sammy, you rolled the study.
Yep.
Yeah. Sammy, you hop in and help James get this thing wired up. And the message plays that reveals the duplicity of the saints. And the crowd falls silent and is just staring at this platform that they're up on as High Priest Balthazar is kind of at a loss for words at hearing his own voice start confessing. And he looks over at you guys, kind of sees the commotion going on, and he says, "You said you weren't going to say anything."
Haven't said a word yet.
We didn't say anything. You said a lot of things.
Chase doesn't say a word. But he does have this real shit-eating grin because he has not said a word.
You hear the crowd start to grumble and be like, we don't need naughty and nice lists to be good, and kind of that sentiment going on in the crowd.
Should we roll our negotiate?
Yeah, I got an 8 for the negotiate.
Flawless.
So I'll step up to the little podium and just kind of shoulder check the man in front of it. And just to move him over.
Good people of Yuletide. Not all monsters come with tooth and claw. Some monsters stand right here, as you saw. So now you've heard this terrible fate that they've bestowed upon us. Now, lend us your voice.
I chime in. Don't be alarmed. We won't leave you unarmed. We're here to protect from this spoiled sect. I had to. Thank you.
Love it.
We want this to be your choice, so lend us your voice.
I step up as well and I say, I'll make sure the gifts get to every one of us, or my full name isn't Sammy St. Nicholas.
Yes.
Been holding on to that one for 3 hours.
Oh, man. Yeah, with this this rousing speech of rhymes and riddles, the crowd bursts into a mob of torches and pitchforks and start kind of crowding up towards the stage when the High Inquisitor, or the High Priest, Balthazar, and his lackeys kind of realize that they've lost the crowd, turn tail, and start booking it. You basically hear them kind of tripping over each other and basically saying, we've lost control of Yuletide. We'll have to start over somewhere else. Let's get the rest of the priests and get out of here. And they start running off towards their temple. And we'll flash forward and then we'll come back real quick. Flash forward to a few weeks later. The eyes of the saints have been driven out of Yuletide. You've all enjoyed a nice Sun's Day festival, and the people of Yuletide seem to be okay without forced goodness upon them. And you don't know where exactly the priests have disappeared to, but it's likely that they might try and start their little scam again. Deep beneath the sewers of Yuletide, though, inside that chamber, the Krampus still grows.
Could we have maybe gone back to tie off loose ends?
Yeah, sure. At some point, you guys go down and smash up the machine.
Yeah, and I think in case there's others as well, maybe infiltrate the temple or wherever they hold up to see if there's any like notes or anything about all the other locations. Basically, fully clean the slate.
Yeah, we end it.
Yeah, they cleared out all of their goods like that night, like as they were evacuating. But we'll flash back to the Sun's Day Festival. As they're retreating from the festival and tripping over each other, the clouds above part, and the sun shines down upon your dark, dark, snowy district. And the people forget their anger for a moment, and they all cheer and clap, and they're hugging and they're embracing each other. Gifts are starting to be exchanged. Someone takes up a guitar and starts singing a tune. And there's still work to be done on getting the eyes of the saints out of Yuletide. But this year, those on the naughty list are not expelled from the festival. Instead, the entire district of Yuletide is included in the celebration. And with that, we have our final poem. With the Krampus defeated and Sun's Day saved, our slayers emerge to a new future they've paved. Another hunt over, now back to the cheers. Let's pass around some presents, and maybe some beers. As the district gathers round the Yuletide tree, a district from corruption and evil is free. Discarded now are the naughty and nice lists, and the eyes of the saint have disappeared into the mists. The slayers have gathered in the square together, warmed by their adventure despite the cold weather. A victory gained, a district preserved, a feast that is most definitely deserved. So now we all leave you. Our tale is done. The sun is now shining. We hope you've had fun. Happy holidays to you from our humble podcast. We hope you are loved, and we hope that love lasts. Thank you for checking out part 2 of our holiday special. To learn more about the Slayers tabletop RPG, go to gilarpgs.itch.io. Spelled Gila, Gila. Check out our guests' content by visiting their websites or checking out their shows. Dungeons and Pop, Are We Dead Yet?, Waffles Maple Syrup, Party of One, and Ballad of the 7 Dice. Intro and outro music by Luke Sokrasno of the Raven Heights podcast. Find him on Twitter at Luke Sokrasno, LuCSoeKrasno. The episode's background music in order of appearance was Skirmish, Icebound Town, Sewers, Defiled Temple, Terror in the Night, All Hallows Eve, Defiled Temple, and Yuletide, all by tabletopaudio.com. Additional background music, Auld Lang Syne, provided by Poddington Bear. All background music used under an Attribution, Non-Commercial, 4.0 International License from Creative Commons. Happy holidays, and thank you so much for listening.